Hi, Craig here. Welcome back to my kitchen and cooking with Drinch. Today what we're going to do is we're going to make a hot crust pastry. It's the pastry that I use for all of my pies. It's really easy to make. I've got everything ready to go. As you can see, there are not very many ingredients. What I've got, 400 grams of plain flour. You'll need some more flour when we come to work the pastry together. There's a teaspoon of salt in the flour already. I have got 90 grams of unsalted butter. You can use salted butter. I always use unsalted because there's a lot of salt in it. I've got 100 grams of lard, and I've got 170 mils of water. I'm going to get that up and boiling in a second. Obviously, a pie pastry, definitely not for vegetarians. Right, let's get nice and close and we can see what we do. Okay, so I've just brought this water up to the boil. I've got my butter and my lard all here, so let's get them all in. I've cut them into much smaller chunks. Obviously they melt a lot quicker then. We just need to get this all melted down. So, as you can see, that's going pretty quickly. Okay, that's that bit done. Let me get this cleared out of the way so that we can actually then make the pastry. Right, so like I said, 400 grams of flour, has a teaspoon of salt in it. Not this makes much difference. I always put a well in the middle. There's a huge amount of liquid here, so it always spills the well. Right, what I do, let's get this mixed round. I use the handle of my spoon. I do need to get a spurtle and do this with. As you can see, it is very warm. So it's coming together nicely there. Let's get this all mixed around. We need to try and get all, or as much of the flour in it as possible. So working it all around, getting the flour off the sides of the bowl as well. Okay, and that actually looks perfect. Right, so let's get some of this stuff moved out of the way. Now, what we need to do, a little bit of flour on the worktop. Okay, let's get that on there. That's looking really good. Bit of extra flour over the top, and what we need to do is just work it into a nice smooth pastry. And that feels really good. Okay, what we don't want to do, we don't want to overwork this at this stage. It is still very warm, but that is now virtually ready to use if we can get it down to temperature. If we were trying to roll this out just now, it's just gonna bleh everywhere. Right, so way to do that. Cling film. Let's get this wrapped in the cling film. Sometimes use food storage bags, but cling film works just as well, obviously. This needs to go into the fridge for at least 2 hours. When it comes out of the fridge, it is ready to use. Get it back up to room temperature, so 10 minutes out of the fridge. Or you can actually freeze it at this stage to use later. I probably will include this in the videos where I make the pies. But it's always useful to have a separate video showing this. This is why I've made this one separately as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.